So it's now been about 3 months since me and my ex split, and I'm realizing that I cannot afford my lifestyle.
Mm.
So much to the point where I actually miss that ugly cheater so much right now. Let that be the last time I decide to play detective or ask too many questions, cause I I can't do this.
All right, so that's it. That's the short video. And it stood out to me, and this is why. You look around and you see all the turmoil going on. And there's that little small voice in the back of my head that's like, winter is here. And a lot of these chicks out here are going to learn why this economy isn't meant for single income households. What am I talking about? Well, you hear a lot of chicks say things like, I don't see the point of being in a relationship with a man who can't pay all my bills. He has to pay every single last one of them. And then life gets real. Then you realize that, hey, people were made to work together. Most people who are couples are in situations where both of them are contributing to some degree. Now, I know that she got cheated on. I don't think people should cheat on each other. Do I think people can work things out? I think, yes, more people could probably consider working things out. Controversial opinion, I know. But that's not the focus of this video. What I want to focus on is she didn't realize how difficult it was for her to pay bills, take care of herself until what it sounded like the man who was taking care of her and her broke up, until that relationship was no longer. And I think over the next few years, next few months even, we're going to see the conversation of what women expect start to change. This is not me saying that you should go and capitalize on a woman who's just being an opportunist because she's in poverty. No, I'm just saying, boy, that coffee's strong, ain't it? Let's read a few comments. Top comment here says, sounds like he's saving money. W's in the chat for bro. This next comment here says, Post should read Parasite in search of a new host. And she responded back and says, I'm not searching for anything right now, but when I do date, I attract generous gentlemen, and that gets the broke boys all excited. Y'all hate to see it. Here's someone else who says, you must live in the hood. Here's someone else who added, he seems like the winner in this. Somebody else here added, the 50-50 isn't bad, right? With a laughing emoji. This one's an interesting comment. This comment here says, bro, how much do you hate women and how many years apart do you get laid to get to that point? The guy did her wrong and y'all still find a way. I don't think this is necessarily about that. I think what's happened right now is overall, as a collective, a lot of chicks have been very straightforward about how they will not settle. They only want to, what does she say in her comment section? She says, I date generous men, right? She's one of those never go 50-50. And you guys know where I stand. I think most men are willing to pay the majority of bills. Most of these chicks don't even want to do like a 70-30 split. And they've been so vocal as a whole that whenever these conversations get brought up and these chicks have to face reality, it is not going to go unnoticed. That's just a fact.
Oh my goodness. I did not expect to wake up to so many comments on my last post. And while some of them are hilarious, I also didn't expect to attract so many freaking incels to my page. Like, what happened to the days when men used to just wake up and go to work? Why are you commenting on some girl's TikTok at 8 in the morning?
And so, same sentiment. What happened to the days when men would go off and die in war? What happened to the days when men would just go to work? Nah. Men are still having this conversation and it's not ending anytime soon, especially right now. Especially right now when times are hard and life is getting real. Let's see. We've got one more here from her.
And this one is also for all the incels on my last post. You could date other guys. Like, if you hate women that much, you can date men. That's an option. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, there you go. Right? She's got all the check boxes.
So I went on a date with this guy on Friday night, and it was only a second date, but I basically cut him off right after because he took longer than 12 hours to reply to me. A lot of my girlfriends think I'm being unreasonable, but if my ex could have a whole girlfriend and still find the time to text multiple women,
Right.
I think this guy could find 5 seconds to give me a text back. I don't know.
And there you have it, right? This is the type of unhinged that people are dealing with right now. Cutting a man off because he took more than 12 hours to text you back. Could have worked a 12-hour shift. Who knows? It could have been anything. This is what you're dealing with. With all that being said, I'm not the type of person who says good women don't exist or good men don't exist, right? They're there on both sides, and they think that there's no such thing of either or. I just think you want to make sure, especially today more than ever and right now, that you are aware, that you have boundaries, that if you have someone good with you right now, right, and you're somebody who values a long-term relationship and that's your thing, then, you want to make sure that you either hold on to that if you have it. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You either hold on to that because these streets are cold, they're brutal. Additionally, you want to be careful to make sure that you're not getting got by women who are out here looking to take advantage of you and your resources. And this is where I get labeled toxic because men aren't supposed to have boundaries. They're just supposed to give away their resources freely, like clowns. We just recently covered another topic of the guy who got taken advantage of. A 30-plus-year-old woman looked at him when he was younger, right? 24. We're not going to call him a child or naive, really. Well, there was some naivete there to an extent, but still a grown man, made the dumb decision of agreeing to give her a baby. And he thought she would just sail off into the sunset. Instead, it ended up being a nightmare with multiple series. And is now a viral story. What do I mean? Protect yourself, protect your seed, exercise sexual discipline. Make sure if you find somebody, there's somebody who values and respects you. And in return, a healthy man will also show that same love and reciprocation to the right woman. But right now, while markets are crashing and times are challenging, make sure both eyes are open.